Everyone says avoidants never change, that once someone is emotionally distant, they stay that way forever. And after a while, you start believing it too. You think maybe they just don't feel deeply, maybe they just don't care enough, maybe you were never important to begin with. But the truth is, they do change. Not when you chase them, not when you try harder, not when you keep proving your love again and again. They change when something inside them finally feels different. There comes a moment where the pressure disappears, where the expectations go quiet, where they no longer feel like they're being pulled, controlled, or emotionally cornered. And in that space, something unexpected happens. They start to breathe differently. For the first time, being close to someone doesn't feel like losing themselves. It doesn't feel like a demand they have to meet, or a role they have to play. It feels calm, it feels safe, and that's when the shift begins. Not loudly, not dramatically, but subtly, almost invisibly. The person who once pulled away starts staying a little longer. The one who avoided conversations begins opening them. The one who felt distant slowly moves closer on their own. No pressure, no force, no chasing, just a quiet change that feels real. And it leaves you wondering, why now? Why only when you stop pushing do they finally come closer? And what is it about feeling safe that makes an avoidant finally let their guard down? An avoidant is not emotionally cold. They just experience emotions in a way that feels overwhelming. From the outside it looks like they don't care, like they're distant, detached, or even indifferent. But internally, it's a completely different story. They feel just as deeply, sometimes even more. The difference is, they don't feel safe inside those emotions. When someone starts getting too close, when the connection becomes deeper, more intimate, more real, their system doesn't register it as comfort. It registers it as pressure, not because you're doing something wrong, but because their mind has been wired to associate closeness with loss of control. The more intense the connection becomes, the more their inner alarm starts going off. It tells them, this is too much, this is dangerous, you're about to lose yourself. And without even realizing it, they start pulling away, not because they don't care, but because they're trying to regulate something they don't fully understand themselves. To them, pressure doesn't feel like love. It feels like expectation. It feels like responsibility they're not ready to carry. It feels like someone slowly stepping into their space, taking away their independence, their emotional freedom. So their instinct is to create distance. They go quiet. They become inconsistent. They start needing space they can't even explain. And to you it feels confusing, painful, personal, because you're offering love, and they're responding with distance. But in their world, distance is not rejection. It's protection. They are trying to hold on to themselves, while also trying not to lose the connection completely. And that internal conflict is what makes them seem so unpredictable. One moment they're present, the next, they disappear emotionally, not because their feelings changed overnight, but because the intensity crossed a line their system wasn't ready for. At their core, avoidants are not running away from you. They are running away from the feeling of losing control within themselves. And until that fear is understood, every form of closeness will feel like something they need to escape from, even if it's exactly what they want. This is where most people get it wrong. When an avoidant starts pulling away, the natural reaction is to move closer. You text more. You try harder. You start asking questions they're not ready to answer. You try to fix the distance by creating more connection. It feels logical. If someone is drifting, you hold on tighter. But with an avoidant, that instinct works against you, because what feels like effort to you feels like pressure to them. You send more messages, hoping they'll respond. You expect consistency, hoping they'll step up. You try to deepen the bond, hoping it will make them stay. But instead of feeling loved, they start feeling overwhelmed, not because your intentions are wrong, but because your approach is too intense for their emotional capacity at that moment. And the more you push, the more their system tells them to pull back. They retreat into their shell. They take longer to reply. They become emotionally unavailable. They create space, even when they don't want to lose you. And this is the painful part. The more you try to fix it, the more it seems like you're losing them. So you push even harder. You ask for reassurance. You demand clarity. You try to define the relationship before they even feel safe in it. But all of that only increases the pressure they're already struggling with. Because safety is not something you can force. It's not built through urgency. It's not created through emotional pressure. And it definitely doesn't grow when someone feels like they're being rushed into something they don't fully understand yet. Trust doesn't respond to force. It responds to space. And when that space is missing, the avoidant doesn't feel closer. They feel trapped. So they distance themselves, not to hurt you, but to breathe again. That's why no matter how much you give, how much you try, or how much you care, if it feels like pressure to them, they will keep pulling away, because you can't force someone to feel safe, and you can't rush a process that requires patience, consistency, and emotional calm. The moment it feels forced is the moment they start disappearing, and then something changes, not in them at first, but in you. You stop chasing, not out of ego, but out of understanding. You stop trying to force conversations that feel one-sided. You stop over-explaining your feelings just to be heard. You stop reacting to every moment of distance like it's a threat to the connection. Instead, you slow down. You give them space, but you don't disappear. You step back, but you don't play games. You remain present, just without pressure. And that balance is where everything begins to shift, because for the first time, they don't feel pulled. They don't feel like they have to meet expectations they're not ready for. They don't feel like they're being emotionally cornered into something intense. What they feel is calm. You become consistent. Your energy becomes steady. There's no sudden emotional highs, no overwhelming lows, just a quiet, grounded presence. And that's unfamiliar to them, because they're used to connections that demand, connections that rush, connections that feel heavy. But this time, it feels different. This time, being around you doesn't trigger their need to escape. It doesn't feel like pressure. It feels like peace. And that's where the control flips. Before they were reacting to you. Now, they start observing you. They notice how you're not chasing anymore, how you're not forcing anything, how you're okay, whether they come closer or not. And strangely, that's what starts pulling them in. Because for an avoidant, safety isn't created through intensity. It's created through emotional space and quiet consistency. You're no longer someone they need to run from. You become someone they can slowly move toward, without losing themselves. And when that realization settles in, that this connection doesn't demand, doesn't rush, doesn't suffocate, it opens a door inside them that was always closed. A door that only opens when they feel safe. And that's the moment everything begins to change. And then, the real shift begins. Not on the surface, but inside them. It's quiet, almost invisible. But something within them starts to move. The guard they've held up for so long doesn't drop all at once. It lowers slowly, layer by layer, without pressure, without force, without them even realizing when it started. They begin to observe you more closely, not in fear, but in curiosity. They notice how you don't chase anymore, how you're not trying to control their responses, how you're not demanding constant reassurance, or pushing them into emotional conversations they're not ready for. And that confuses them, in a good way, because they're used to people needing more, expecting more, pushing for more. But with you, it feels different. There's space, but not distance. There's presence, but not pressure. And for the first time, they don't feel like they have to protect themselves from you. So their system starts to relax. The overthinking slows down. The emotional resistance softens. The need to pull away becomes less intense. They start feeling safe. Not because you said the right things, but because your actions consistently show it. And that's when the realization begins to form, slowly, quietly. Maybe this connection isn't a threat. Maybe this isn't something that will take away their freedom. Maybe this isn't something they have to escape from. Maybe this is something they can actually stay in. And that thought changes everything. Because once an avoidant starts feeling safe internally, they stop fighting the connection. They stop looking for reasons to create distance. They stop preparing for the moment they'll need to leave. Instead, they begin to allow it. They allow the conversations to flow a little longer. They allow themselves to feel, without immediately shutting it down. They allow your presence, without needing to control it. And even though they won't say it out loud, deep inside, they're realizing something they've never felt before. That being close to someone doesn't always mean losing yourself. Sometimes, it means finally feeling at peace. And then, it shows, not in big promises, not in dramatic confessions, but in small consistent actions that feel completely different from before. Their behavior starts changing. The same person who used to disappear for hours, or even days, now reaches out on their own. Not because they have to, but because they want to. You notice it in the little things first. They text you first. They check in without being asked. They continue conversations instead of letting them fade. And it doesn't feel forced. There's no hesitation, no pulling back right after getting close. Just a natural flow, like they're finally comfortable being there. The distance that once felt constant slowly starts disappearing, and what replaces it is presence. They begin to stay longer in conversations. They respond with more depth. They start sharing parts of themselves they used to keep hidden. Not everything at once, but enough for you to feel the difference, because this time, it's coming from them. The person who once created space to feel safe is now creating closeness for the same reason, and that shift is powerful. You're no longer the one holding everything together. You're no longer the one trying to keep the connection alive. Now, they're meeting you in it, equally, naturally, freely. And the most important part, there's no fear behind it. Before, every moment of closeness felt temporary, like they would pull away any second. But now, it feels stable, because closeness doesn't trigger their need to escape anymore. It doesn't feel like they're losing control, or giving up their independence. It feels safe. It feels calm. It feels like something they can stay in, without needing to run from it. And that's why their behavior changes so naturally. Because for the first time, they're not fighting the connection, they're allowing it. Closeness no longer feels like losing themselves. It feels like finding a place where they can finally be at peace. And this is where most people lose everything they were slowly building. Right when the avoidance starts opening up, right when they begin to come closer on their own, that's when people make the biggest mistake. They change their energy again. They see the progress, and suddenly, they want more clarity, more commitment, more emotional certainty. They start asking questions like, so what are we now? Are you finally ready? Can we make this serious? And without realizing it, they bring the pressure back. It's subtle, but powerful, because to them, it feels like things are finally moving forward. But to the avoidant, it feels like the same intensity returning again, the same expectations, the same emotional weight they were just starting to feel safe from. And just like that, the cycle begins again. The closeness that was growing starts to shrink. The effort they were showing begins to fade. The openness they were allowing slowly shuts down. Not because they were pretending before, but because the environment changed again. Safety turned back into pressure. And for an avoidant, that shift is everything. What most people don't understand is this. Safety is not a one-time feeling. It's not something you create once and then expect it to last forever. It has to be felt again, and again, and again, through your consistency, through your patience, through your ability to stay calm, even when things start getting deeper. Because the moment they feel rushed, the moment they feel like they're being pushed into something faster than they can handle, their instinct is to pull back, not because they don't want the connection, but because they're trying to protect the sense of control they just started regaining. And that's the truth most people miss. They think progress means it's time to push forward. But with an avoidant, progress means you stay steady. You don't speed up. You don't demand more. You don't turn peace into pressure again. Because the same safety that brought them closer is the only thing that will keep them there. Real connection is never built through force. It doesn't grow from pressure. It doesn't deepen through urgency. And it definitely doesn't survive where someone feels like they have to become someone else just to stay. Real connection begins in a much quieter place. It begins when someone feels safe enough to be exactly who they are. When they don't feel rushed to open up. When they don't feel judged for needing space. When they don't feel like love comes with conditions they have to constantly meet. It's in that space where something real starts forming. Because for the first time, they're not trying to protect themselves. They're simply being, and that's what most people don't understand about an avoidant. They don't change because you convinced them. They don't change because you proved your worth again and again. They don't change because you stayed through every moment of distance. They change when being with you feels easier than running away. When your presence doesn't take away their identity, but allows it to exist freely. When they realize they don't have to lose themselves just to be close to you. That's when their walls stop feeling necessary. That's when closeness stops feeling like a threat, and that's when love finally feels safe. But this kind of connection requires something rare. It requires patience without control, presence without pressure, care without expectation. Because the moment it starts feeling heavy again, the moment it starts feeling like something they have to live up to, everything goes back to where it was. Distance, silence, disconnection. So in the end, it's not about changing them. It's about becoming someone who doesn't trigger their need to escape. Someone who feels calm, steady, safe. Because an avoidant will change, but only for the person who never made them feel like they had to. So the real question isn't whether they're capable of love. The real question is, can you be someone who feels like peace instead of pressure?